I mean, if you guys saw, actually, this looks pretty good.
This does look
This
good.
setup, it was a hot mess about 5 seconds ago.
It was, yeah.
But we're going to try not to be hot messes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
My segue is just perfection.
So good, Liz. Wow.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about Pretty Little Liars tonight.
Yes.
Because we are Liars Podcast. Because we are Liars Podcast. That doesn't really sound right. We are Liars Podcast. We're just liars, okay? I'm Liz.
I'm Michelle.
And we're discussing season 2, episode 2 of Pretty Little Liars, The Goodbye Look.
The Goodbye Look?
The Goodbye Look.
Oh, right. Duh. And I just...
Oh, because of Ezra? I didn't even put it together. Is it because of Ezra?
No, that's not where I was going with that. I just listened to our episode, 2-1.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me remind myself and what I predicted. Mm-hmm. And I totally forgot that was the title. And then I tied it into Emily and all that.
Oh, that also can make some sense.
Sure. I don't know why I was so taken aback with that title. Anyway,
it aired June 21st, 2011. Oh, a burp was coming. Written by Joseph Doherty and directed by Norman Buckley.
Norman.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. In this episode, Emily struggles with her family's impending move to Texas. Spencer tries to be supportive of Toby's new plans. Ezra begs Aria to work things out, but is there anything left to say? ? Good old IMDb.
Is there anything left to work out and talk about except please wait? I can't wait for you to recap.
Please wait.
Because Liz and I talked during that entire scene and I didn't even care because I was like, she'll just recap it for me. I also want to preface it with saying that I hope the people out there are not, why are we watching this? Why Michelle just keeps on saying how much she hates Ezra. You know how we got all the things on Gossip Girl?
Yeah.
I'm commenting.
I think the difference with this show and Gossip Girl is that Gossip Girl had just so many unlikable characters. Yeah. Where here, we're unliking these characters because it's icky and repetitive.
Yeah.
And illegal, you know?
Right.
It's just...
Right.
And we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But on a positive note, I think we should start with reading a review. Don't you?
I do. Let's
start it off good.
My favorite part.
All the way from down under.
We love when you guys send us a review. If you're enjoying the show and you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rate 5 stars, submit a review. If you're listening on Spotify is super fun. If you listen over there, you can tap. You can also answer the questions we're asking.
Yeah, we're getting
every week.
polls.
And there's a poll. So you guys should check it out on Spotify. But anyway, this Apple review was left by Renee W. 1985. She says, loving this. Total Betty podcasts are the best with 3 heart emojis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet. We super appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening and for being here.
Thank you for listening to all of our pods, or, at least some of them. That's really just special.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, please rate and review. If you haven't already and you want to leave us a little voicemail to say hello, maybe you want to leave a little review, maybe if you're a patron, you can leave a little break scenario. The phone number is 631-600-3916. We still didn't make the jingle, but we will. Okay, so the episode, just like last week, we start where we left off. So we go right into the next scene. The girls are still in this greenhouse. We don't know where this greenhouse is.
It's so
clearly
strange.
Near the DiLaurentis house, which is also near Spencer's house. However, it doesn't really... They're not coming from Spencer's house.
But don't all the girls live semi-close?
They do. Emily... Oh, wait, no. Is it Emily that lives near Allie?
Yeah. Yeah. She lives across the street or next door.
All I know is Aria's nowhere near them. Or at least in the
it's just they get to each other when the SOS messages go out. They get to each other super quick.
So quick. I mean, it's a small town. Whatever. Spencer lives semi-close.
And however, we don't know where this greenhouse is.
We don't know where the fuck this greenhouse is. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But they are freaked out because like a shadowy figure is locking this greenhouse. And they're like, we need to get this phone back to Melissa. So she doesn't realize that it's gone. We meet new Jason. I know. It was a very upsetting first appearance. Because he's not a very nice person.
No, he threw a newspaper at a dog.
Yeah, not nice.
See, and he's hiding something.
Clearly.
Well, that's what it alludes to. That
Right.
Allie, she like hid all her secrets and stuff, and then he's back in. And I guess no parents. He says no parents are coming back. We don't know where they are, though.
Right. His parents decided not to move back in with him. But interesting enough that he's so well-to-do, even though he's only like a couple years older, that he could afford this house.
Renting it?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe because Emily's mom talks about how a family wants to rent their house. Maybe he's doing the same thing. Again, not disclosed, but
right.
Anywho,
okay.
We get the sighting. Was it everything I hyped it up? I know it's hard to tell right now because it was very dark, but you can appreciate a face when you see it, right? It's a nice looking face.
It's a nice looking face. Did I feel the feels? No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's okay.
Not yet.
But new Jason, he is back, as we said. He's living in his childhood home. He's getting rid of some of Allison's stuff that Maya's parents didn't throw away because they didn't have the heart to throw it away. Mm-hmm. And the girls are like, oh, Jason's back. I wonder if it has to do with this latest Ian news. So as we said last week, there's a Jason thing. We don't really talk about what the Jason thing is, but our Jason thing, we're going to just sum up a little bit. He comes into town. Spencer decides she's going to bring him some neighborly friendly boxed brownies.
Right.
And it's like very clear Melissa's like, I don't think you should do that. Like she doesn't really like him. She doesn't want to talk about his relationship with her or Ian or whoever. And she doesn't really think it's a good idea that Spencer goes over there, but Spencer does. And he's not very nice. He's like, get out to this dog, which the poor dog is so cute.
But digging in his yard.
Obviously smells something on his front porch.
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do we ever get flashbacks of Melissa, Ian, and Jason hanging out?
I believe yes.
And like what that generation was like?
Right. Because I did tell Michelle that at least Ian, Melissa, Jason, and Garrett are all the same age. If either we're in high school at the same time or are the same age. And yes, we will get, if my memory serves me correctly, we will get some flashbacks there.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's clear that Melissa does have like this little history, or at least she has her own opinion on Jason.
Yeah.
So Spencer goes to Jason's and he is questioning what happened with Ian. He wants to see if what Spencer thinks is going on is the truth. And Spencer's like, it's really more complicated than that. I think that Ian confessed, but I'm not really sure, but I think he did. And Jason just is very upset to hear that she's not 100% solid on did Ian kill Allie or not? Is Ian dead or not? Like, he just wants to know, and he's frustrated.
I mean, to be honest with you,
wouldn't you be frustrated?
I would be frustrated, but I'm also like confused a little bit.
What are you confused about? I mean, there's obviously nothing set in stone right now.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like all the facts that are not facts.
It's like almost like a CD skipped. Fact.
That's my brain processing. It's constantly like a skipping CD.
I get it. It's Pretty Little Liars. I get it.
Okay. All right,
I love it.
All right.
Yes, we don't have all the facts
yet,
and it might take some time for us to get all the facts, but we do see Spencer have this memory of Allie and Jason. It's not 100%, confirmed of when this is, but we do see Jason and Allie arguing because Allie had taken some of his Japanese porn or something of the sort, and she tells the girls, yeah, I did take it, but he won't ever find it because I'm really good at hiding things, and all of your secrets are safe with me because I won't tell anything until I'm ready to tell. And I hide things everywhere, even in the front yard.
Right. And we're having this dream. Everything's taking place outside in the front yard where the dog is digging up.
Right.
So I'm like, what did she bury there?
Right. Something of importance to him.
Do we discover that? Or was this
probably?
Oh.
We discover so many things that.
But it's like you set us up.
I know, but there's so many like Allie Easter eggs that it's impossible to remember all of them. Okay. But I'm sure we dig something up. We do have in present day the girls see Jason trying to patch up his front yard, even though he tells them he's putting up a fence because people are nosy and he's trying to keep people away, and we don't know if there's something inside the house or he's trying to keep something outside the house. It's unclear, but he's like to the girls, kind of move along, and then we see the little pups that A is petting at that point,
which you were like, A is compassionate to animals.
Yeah, Jason's not, but A is.
Yeah, point for A. And
A can whistle. So I was like, track down who can whistle.
That would have never crossed my mind.
Because like, I could never be A because I can't whistle.
You can't whistle?
Nope. I can't whistle. I can't roll my R's. I can't roll my tongue. I can sort of make the little 3-leaf clover thing and roll my tongue, like a hot dog bun. But
what happens when you try to whistle?
It's a little bit.
Isn't it so weird?
My dad and my mom can whistle. My sister and I cannot whistle.
My mom can't whistle. Sam can whistle.
Sam can whistle.
It's just so weird how all of that. I always wanted to do the like. Ingrid could do that.
Ingrid does it so good. Every time the dogs were running loose, she'd just be like,
"How do you do that?" It's like if you're able to whistle, you should be able to.
Anywho, I can't be A because I can't whistle, but A can whistle. Kathleen wants to know, is Jason hiding something in the house? Britt adds, how does Jason feel about Allie's death? Doesn't seem like they had a very nice relationship, very hateful.
I think Jason doesn't know how to feel. And of course, because it's a family member and his sister and a murder, I'm sure he wants to just know what happened. I don't think he's hiding anything unless he's aware of things that Allie took, like the front yard. Something's in that front yard, and maybe in the floorboards.
Ooh.
Or they had like a secret stash. Do we ever go into that house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not like soon, but eventually.
Yeah. So there's got to be something in the attic, in the walls, in the floor, because people live there beforehand. Mm-hmm. So it can't just be like out in a trunk. Like if I moved in and someone was murdered, like, they say Maya's family kept like mementos that were left, right?
Right.
From neighbors or what have you. Okay. But if like some people's stuff were in my house, I'd probably be like, you need to take that. I'd probably be spooked.
I would be too.
And why wouldn't you want that? Like I'm not going to be the keeper of your possessions.
Mm-hmm.
You moved. You take it
right.
with
You take your stuff.
This is not a storage.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely eerie.
Very eerie.
And you see him throwing things away. So it's like, I guess he didn't, maybe it's too painful to keep it. Or, I mean, maybe it's not her stuff. Maybe it's just like the shrine that the town had made to her,
Right.
So, who knows? But, what do you think? What do you think Jason is hiding?
I don't know what Jason's hiding.
If he's hiding anything, which it looks like he is.
Yeah. Like dumb documents or something. I don't think it's too much that we need to concern ourselves with.
Okay. Yeah.
I think maybe it's just like he'll find, like I said, in the floorboards. And it could just be the dog digging throwing us off. This could mean nothing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't want to be bothered. And the only reason I think he's back is to solve the murder. Or
just to tie up the loose ends of what happened to his sister.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's go over to Spencer. She and Melissa have like a sort of nice moment with each other when Melissa shows her the sonogram of her soon-to-be niece or nephew. But it turns sad when Spencer realizes that Melissa went by herself and she's like, oh, you're doing too much. Can I answer your phone calls for you? Can I help you? And Melissa's like, no, I want to have my phone just in case the police call about any news on Ian. Later, we see Toby at school and he tells Spencer he's definitely not coming back to high school. He's just trying to get his GED. And he also landed a construction job.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I need to make money to get the hell out of my home, which is so sad.
And his family was okay with it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if like they were okay or if like he kind of kept it to himself to like build the funds to get out kind of thing.
I guess he said like, I'm doing this because of my family, meaning I need to get away from them.
Right.
I guess. Yeah.
But unfortunately, we find out that Toby does get fired from the job because the woman working there has a small child, a girl, and she's not comfortable with Toby being there, which is very sad. And Spencer's really infuriated, but he's like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, this has happened to him so many times.
Do you think that was Jenna's doing?
Jenna?
Yeah, like Jenna told the people, like, hey, you know who's working in your house?
Because, hey, that's
my brother.
A great 2 cents in there. Like it would make sense for her not wanting him to leave, right?
She has such a weird possession hold over him.
Absolutely. Later on, Spencer does confide in Toby, tells him that potentially Ian has been texting Melissa and she doesn't know what to do about it. What she says to him, like, I'll do whatever you want me to, which he's like, I don't really know what to say to that.
That was weird.
It was weird, right? I felt that was really strange. Yeah. And she's like, do you think I should tell the police? And he's like, the police really haven't helped you or I at all in the past. So maybe keep this to ourselves for now.
I'm surprised the girls weren't like, where are you? Even though he's like, I'm not going to say. Like, wouldn't you follow that? Like, keep texting this mysterious person who's...
I thought you meant the Toby.
No.
I guess
I don't know.
They have everything like at their fingertips, and then it's like it never is like the right moment. They can never they don't make copies of things. They can never get
They leave their laptops.
Leave their laptops open. They're not very smart.
Yeah.
But actually, that's not true because Spencer is very smart. When she realizes later on that Melissa had told her that she didn't leave the house, but it's clear that her boots are a little muddy and wet. Her jacket's wet. She's got the sonogram picture in her coat, and she hadn't moved her car all day. So obviously, she walked to wherever she went, and this person's not too far. The girls are obviously thinking it's Ian because she wanted to show him the sonogram picture.
Yeah,
she's very smart.
Yeah.
Okay, over to Aria. I know how we feel about this. It's okay. We have to talk about it.
It's got to be discussed.
Not much growth for Ezra and Aria. She's kind of upset with him not telling her when his last day is. And he's like, yeah, it's Friday, the day after tomorrow. It's like, why are you so childish about it? He's like, I don't really understand. Like, every time I say something, you're picking apart what I say. Like, I feel like I can't talk to you. And he's like, we need to talk, though. So come over to my apartment. I cut and paste from any other episode with Ezra and Aria. We go to his apartment, again, cut and paste with every time she's been in his apartment alone. This time she ends up being able to put back his Hollis College diploma. And he's stuck in a meeting. He can't get there. He keeps texting her, please wait for me. She ends up calling Spencer for some advice. And Michelle and I were laughing because Spencer was like, okay, gotta go.
Well, not even that. She pays no attention to it because she's all of us.
She's all of us.
But she's like asking for advice on how long she should wait.
Right. Because Spencer has that like moral compass, like timing clock that she just knows when to talk to a boy, when to tell her parents something.
I mean, I guess. I mean, Spencer's smart, but I don't know if she's like that versed in that world.
And I think Spencer's like over it because in last week's episode, Spencer's like, you don't have to go talk to him.
Yeah.
And Aria's like, well, I'm going to. And so then this week, Spencer's probably like, enough. I'm sick of hearing your bullshit.
Was Aria calling to see if she should wait?
Yeah, she was asking Spencer's like opinion. Like, this guy, he's lied to me, he's hurt me, right? Like, should I stick around and hear him out or should I not? And like, it seems like, it looks like there's like so many hours that passed by. It couldn't have been that much time, right? But
I mean, how long is this meeting?
Right? Like, it didn't. Well, so if it's worth it to you, waiting an hour is not that big of a deal. Put the fucking TV on, relax.
That's what I was like, right?
I would be like all over that shit. Make myself a little something to eat, put the TV on, hands up behind my head. I would have been awesome. And be like, oh, okay, you're right. You're home now. We can talk about it. But she ends up leaving and she types on the typewriter like, sorry, we couldn't make this work.
Is that what she wrote?
So poetic. Yeah, I know. You didn't even see that part.
Sorry. I know I saw the typewriter.
Yeah.
I didn't see what she wrote, but I was like, this is so dramatic.
It's so dramatic. And then we get even more unnecessary dramatics where Ezra makes a speech to his class, but obviously very much directed towards Aria about how his life has changed and he was never felt like himself until he met you. And everyone's like not dumb. They're like, all the girls are like, oh, of course he's talking to Aria. And Aria gets him the book To Kill a Mockingbird, which Kate was like, don't you think he's got 45 copies of To Kill a Mockingbird? What an original gift. But he ends up leaving. Aria's like at school waiting around.
What was this?
And it's raining and she decides, oh my God, Ezra's leaving for good. And it's also like she can never see him again, which I just don't understand it. I just don't understand the dramatics.
What was she waiting for?
I don't know. She was like, I don't know if the day wasn't over yet and she was just like waiting in
after school
study hall or something. I don't know. And so she's just sitting there and she has this epiphany like Ezra's leaving. And so she runs to his office. He's not there. She sees the headlights of his car in the rain. The rain stops and she runs out. Ezra! And they start making out hardcore in the parking lot with buses and cars. Hello?
I thought this was a dream.
And she kept saying, this is a dream, right? This is a dream. And I was like, no.
Because there's no way this can happen in public.
Exactly.
And I guess you'd be like, he's no longer a teacher at this school. It's like, he's still in the parking lot.
Right.
And you're going to say like all of a sudden,
even though
they start a relationship?
Regardless if he's not your teacher anymore, you're not legal.
Wow. Right.
You're not legal.
But in the parking lot. This was.
I mean, TBD what happens next week with them, but like, it's a small ass town. Do you not think you're gonna bump into each other? Your dad teaches at Hollis College. You can go to visit Daddy anytime and also visit Ezra. Like, I just don't understand why we're so dramatic about this. Like, you're never gonna see him ever again.
Well, also he's older. But I'm saying when you're 16, like everything is dramatic. So
yes.
I get Aria's point.
Yes.
Like he's truly like heartbroken and all the things in that moment.
And Michelle's like, they haven't had sex yet, right? And I'm like, no. Like they're putting so much like they absolutely love each other. I mean, it's clear that they want to,
this
right?
Is pent up and
pent
like we
up.
Just made out and I mean we just made up and let's feel it and the sun's out. I'm like, what? And that's why I was like, this is a dream sequence because that's what happens in the dream sequences.
Yeah, but it's not. It's real life for Ezra and Aria.
This is so weird.
All the listeners want to know, do you think anyone saw them?
Yes, of course. Everybody and then some.
Yeah.
There was buses in the parking lot. This is, I guess they just didn't care because they were swept up in the love. They were swept up in the moment. I just think... Like, why did we have to make it sunny? Just keep the rain.
Right? The rain's their thing. They made out in the rain a few times.
It's more believable. And then, like, literally the next scene.
It's raining again.
Is when Spencer questions Melissa and be like, oh, were you out? It's raining.
She's like, not in this weather.
Right.
I know.
Wow. What luck for Aria and Ezra to have that sunshiny
they
moment.
Really are pushing it. They're really
like
trying.
The literal light bulb came on and lit their entire universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
How long until her parents know?
Well, he starts his job teaching at Hollis, which we were like, this is weird.
It's also like, is it mid-semester? Are we going into holiday break? We're going to start up again. Like, very confusing time of year. When's he going to take over our class?
have, what test did we have last
We had
season?
the SATs, which, I mean, obviously could happen a lot of times a year, but I think we were supposed to assume it was like October.
Yeah.
Did we have did they talk about holiday break? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
I'm getting all of our shows confused. I'm like, did they ever talk about it? What I want to believe is we're early, we're late November.
Yeah.
Even though their costumes don't really match because in Pennsylvania in November it would be freaking cold.
Yeah, and everybody's in a tank top.
Everyone's in tank tops, double layer tank tops.
Yeah. Okay. But when do I think her parents are going to find out?
Yeah.
I think shortly after he starts over at Hollis.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be
Will it be this season?
Yeah. But I think it's going to be one of those things of her dad will find out first. And, sneaking around. Hush, hush, shush, shush. You kept my secret. I'll keep yours.
Mm-hmm. Well, even though it
it's
came
out. I know it's out, but yeah.
Maybe for a minute.
Yeah.
After that whole thing, Aria heads to Spencer's after she leaves the apartment earlier, and she realizes that it looks like it's been broken into, but yet she goes in anyway. There's a big gaping hole, glass shattered, in the door of Spencer's house. Aria walks in, and some hooded figure comes darting down the stairs, pushes her, and then leaves. And she's patching herself up, and they're both shook up, her and Spencer, and they're thinking, what could this be? We've heard that there's been a burglar in town stealing things like camping equipment. Who would need camping equipment? And then they think, is this Ian? So everyone wants to know, is this burglar A? Is this burglar Ian? Is Ian alive, Vic adds?
I think Ian is alive. I think it just is a little too on the nose that Ian is breaking in and grabbing camping equipment.
Right.
But it would make sense. Mm-hmm. It's also really weird that we're just we'll just call the cops. That's what Emily's mom said. Don't worry too much about it.
Right. Oh, you don't worry your head about it. I'll just call the cops.
And did Spencer not express to Melissa hey, someone broke into our house?
Right.
This is some scary shit.
Right.
Also, how do you explain the broken glass window into that house? In the door? Do we how do we explain that? Does that get talked about again?
Not sure.
Glass shattered.
Shattered.
Hello?
Yeah. So Dad Marin is in town because Hannah's in trouble, and she says, you're always here when I'm in trouble. Isn't that a coincidence? And he tells Ashley and Hannah that he's going to be sticking around town, which they're both like, huh? Since when?
What is this? Why are we doing this? And you said that because I said this feels
Michelle's
like a waste of time.
And I said it absolutely is. It absolutely is a waste of time.
Even worse that I'm right. Because I feel like everything in this show, pay attention. It's going to lead to something. And then for you to say, oh, no, this is actually a waste of time. That really sucks.
It does suck. I feel like we could do, while it's great to utilize the parents, but it's not interesting.
Utilize them for the overall story. But you said this is a Hannah dad storyline.
Yeah, but to me, it's not exciting.
We're not helping the general cause.
No. And hey, I mean, maybe other people like it, but I personally remember it and not really liking it. But that's just me.
Okay.
But the parents talk Hannah off the ledge a couple of times because she's so angry with them taking her, her friendship, ruining her friendship, and the therapy situation, which she's not too keen on. And she's just pushed over the edge, and her dad tries to apologize to her and tell her look, I always had the best intentions. I'm sorry that I don't keep promises with you, but they weren't. I badly executed them, but I wasn't trying to hurt you. And so it makes her think about her good pal Mona.
Before I move on to Mona, is he still engaged?
Yes, he's engaged.
Where is that family?
We'll see them again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really live in Rosewood.
No, I'm not really sure where he lives. I'm assuming it's Pennsylvania somewhere, but it's not exactly in Rosewood. Yeah.
Okay, we can move on.
So he's going to be staying, I guess, I don't recall if he says he's going to be staying in a hotel, because it'd be really inappropriate to stay in their house. Yeah. But maybe it is his house. Does he pay for it? I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this conversation leads to Hannah reconsidering her friendship with Mona. And so earlier in the day, Mona is trying to get Aria to talk to Hannah for her, but unfortunately, Aria's like, no, you do it yourself. And Mona sees Hannah at lunch, and Hannah ignores her, won't sit with her. And then later, their last scene together, Hannah does see Mona at the Rosewood Grill and Apple Rose Grill. I always want to call it Rosewood Apple Rose. It's the Apple Rose Grill. Apple Rose Grill. And Hannah decides she's going to forgive Mona. And they both kind of decide, like, hey, we're not going to talk about each other's partners, and taste in men is obviously completely different.
Wait. Mm-hmm. I have to quote Mona.
Yes.
He's a major gat.
He's a major gat. Noel Kahn is a major gat. I mean, I'd say for her, maybe, yeah, major gat.
Major gat.
He's got the bad boy cred. She likes it.
It's just so funny to me. Major gat.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah. Lastly, we have to talk about Emily. Pam is handling this a little bit differently than the other parents. Ashley is a little bit loosey-goosey. We haven't really seen Ella and Byron, handle this, and we haven't seen Spencer's parents in this episode either.
I know Spencer feels like she has to obey by the rules, but her parents are
not there. They've nowhere to be found. Like, right, that's so true. Like, was Melissa going to tell on her? No.
She doesn't even live. She lives in the barn.
You're so right. Like, They don't have to hide because Spencer's parents are not even there.
They're not. No.
That's such a good point. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. So Pam has told Emily every time she comes home, her phone has to be like in her sight. Yeah. So she doesn't make any like secret phone calls, which I'm like, this is so unnecessary. And I said to Michelle, she's treating her like she's a criminal. Like, she did this awful thing. Like, she went out partying and got really drunk and crashed her car like Hannah. Like, these things are to be punished for, right? But what Emily and the girls said happened does not require punishment. Do they need to be separated? Probably, yeah. But like, you don't need to punish her by taking her phone away like that.
It's ridiculous. She's so strict, though.
She's always, and that's just how she parents.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Emily, but yeah. Emily realizes her computer hard drive is wiped, and so she does end up calling Spencer, and she's like, hello, I have a problem here. We don't have any video footage. The only one that is still probably around is the one that Ian had, and obviously Ian is not around. So at school, Emily's having a really good swim meet, and Samara is there to congratulate her. She even asks her out on like a little movie date, but Emily is kind of hesitant because she's like, I'm moving. I can't really get myself involved with anyone. And as I teased, a scout comes from Danby University, which is like a huge swimming school. Danby U. And the scout is very interested in Emily, tells her that he wants to speak with her. So they set up a meeting for the next day. And he tells her, like, I think you have a really great shot of getting into Danby. We'd love to give you a scholarship. But I hear that you're moving. And at this point, Emily lies and she's like, oh, it was just hearsay. Like, I'm definitely staying in Rosewood.
Where is the coach?
Right. The coach, that was like a nice coach.
The coach should be in the middle of this conversation.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But she's not.
We'll let it go.
And she says to her mom later on, like, the scout really thinks I have a good chance and I have to stay in Rosewood because if I move schools, Rosewood has the best swim rankings. It will look really good. And Pam's like, I love that for you, but I can't guarantee staying here if you don't have like solid proof that you're actually going to go there. And she's like, oh, no worries. I'll get the scout to write me an official letter. Of course, he can't write her this letter, which is so annoying because he's like, yeah, you're a shoo-in, but also I can't give you any proof that
scouts.
We're going to take you. Right. And so we'll see what happens with that. But Kate wants to know what will interfere with Emily's scholarship somehow.
Yeah, of course. But I also think that she is staying, like I've been saying, because we're in season 2.
Right. I mean, mostly everyone wanted to know, do you still think Emily is
Yeah, I do.
is leaving?
I don't think she's leaving. Or if she's going to like leave for like a month or something. I don't even think she's leaving. I really don't.
We do see the scene of Samara and Emily's date. They go to the movies and Emily's like reminiscing in her head about when her and Maya went, and Samara's like thinks it's very obvious that she's like going somewhere mentally. And she's like, what happened? They talk about past relationships. And, you know, they seem to have a nice day together.
It's very sweet. She's adorable.
Samara. Just sweet. Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah.
Molly wants to know, what is our favorite black and white movie?
Oh, Harvey for me.
That's a great choice.
I love Harvey with Jimmy Stewart.
Harvey's a great choice. I don't have any choice because I don't watch black and white movies.
Have you seen Casablanca?
No.
No.
I haven't seen like any of the classic. I mean, obviously, like my grandma has always talked about all of them. And I just never did my due diligence as a nice granddaughter and watced it with her. But my mom, you know, obviously back in the day would watch it with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not an aficionado on that. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I have to mention during the day, the girls don't talk or sit together in public due to the therapist request. Because Hannah's like, we should, but Hannah's basically like, I don't understand why we can't, because if we don't, then it makes us look even more guilty.
Okay, I have a question. Oh,
yes.
I'm like waiting for her to call on me. I'm the only one in the room. Okay, so the girls can't sit together due to the therapist request and the parents. Yet they're at school. There's no therapist there. There's no parent there. You okay?
It looked all like
she's patting her
bunchy.
boobs. Who and like the student body should
like, are they going to be talking about it?
Right.
Who's telling?
Like, who's telling who?
The teachers, maybe.
Do the teachers know the therapy plan?
It's unclear.
What?
I'm assuming no. I'm assuming no.
This is ridiculous. Like, I'm with Hannah.
Right. She's like, what? Can't we just do whatever we always do?
It's so weird.
Yeah. But later on, they all decide after this shook up potential Ian burglar situation, they're like, we need to stay together. Okay, yeah. We're gonna stick together. Yeah, and that's my summary. Before we take a break, we did get an email again this week with fire emojis, and what I thought was so funny is they say, oh wait, there's no more emojis. Well, I have one for you, and no, it's not. This podcast is so fire, so you should listen to it. It's play with fire and you'll get burned. And watch out, bitches, because I'm the one holding the torch. So beautifully, Michael.
I know, we think it's Michael, which, you know, last year we were just like, it's Michael. And then Kate beautifully, like literally spelled it out for us. And we still didn't get it.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. Like the best A. But like, when we got that, we're like, oh, it's Mike.
It's Mike. Oh my God. Me hitting the mic tonight is on another level. All right. We're going to take a short break. And I hope you enjoy this little fun clip that patron Kate has sent.
It's time to take a break. It's time to take a break. We'll be right back. It's time to take a break.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome back. That was
I just played the break song for Michelle. It was great.
That was amazing and very reminiscent of the old days.
Yeah. Remember when on Trial Talk we used to go, take a break?
Yeah, but that also, we used that.
Yeah, I think Aunt mixed us something, right?
He did.
Where we were like, what did we say?
Oh, I don't remember. But
I don't remember it either.
That was so fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we want to fill our break with send us voicemail, patrons. It's a call to you.
Please.
It's so fun.
Send us fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is for patrons only.
Yeah, in the show notes, check out our Patreon.
Yeah. All right, the Rosewood Shop this week. Are you ready? This week's flavor is Ben & Jerry's churra for churros. Ay. Churra for churros.
Michael.
Churray?
Title.
Churra. It's C. I just like the mic.
Is she having a stroke?
It's CHURR-EH. How would you say that? Churra. Churra.
I can't.
Like
Okay. Unless I read it, I can't say it. But
anyway, it's buttery cinnamon ice cream, which sounds so good, with churro pieces and crunchy cinnamon swirls. This is one of the newest flavors to Ben & Jerry's collection, so I thought it was fitting as we have the reveal of new Jason that Liz has been screaming hooray for. Or should I say churray? Oh, is that it? It's churray? Okay. Churray. I feel like I'm like part of the Californians. Churray.
Broke me.
The crunchy bits in this ice cream resembles the hard things in the liars' lives, like being told they can't see each other, Aria dealing with Ezra leaving, Hannah still trying to have the daddy-daughter relationship, Emily grasping at straws to try and stay in Rosewood. These are just things in their lives of the liars that we'll have to try and chew through. If only it was as flavorful as chewing in cinnamon churro pieces. I mean, that flavor sounds amazing. Churray. That's what it was. I still can't get it. Is that look at how it's spelled. Churray.
I don't think I've ever been broken this much.
It's churray. How else would you say that word? Churray. It's like churray.
Churray. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Mike. I apologize
Michael,
for that.
You need to send us a voice memo of how you pronounce this ice cream flavor. Just for us. I just want to hear how you do it. It's not for the show.
It's not for the show. It's
but you need to. That's your homework assignment.
Yeah, because I mean, I was lost there, very lost.
It was so funny,
and you wrote it the same way twice, so I just assumed that it wasn't a mistake. Okay, so let me know. All right, let's do an MVP. Do you have it? Have you marinated a little bit?
Yeah. Okay, I was going. Let's do 3, 2, 1.
Or you're just gonna say whatever comes to your mind?
No, I just we have to bring. I like doing 3, 2, 1.
Me too. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Hannah.
Yeah. I like that she came around with Mona.
Me too.
She's letting her parents marinate a little bit. I like that she's like, you know what? No, let's be all together in school.
Yeah.
I hope she, carries on this feeling to Caleb.
Yes, that's what we will hope for.
Yeah. Why'd you choose her? Same reasons?
Yeah, the same exact reasons. I just loved how she stood up for a friendship. She's like, please, I'm over being apart from each other. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And she did give her dad a piece of her mind, like, thanks for being around. You're only around when I'm in trouble. And you told me that I would always be your daughter. And I don't feel that way. Mm-hmm. So I gave her major props for that. Mm-hmm. And for forgiveness with Mona. And I hope that she gives that to also Caleb.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shittiest I struggled with, but ultimately I chose this person just because I just don't like them. I mean, they didn't do anything particularly shitty in this episode. I guess they did. All right. Anyway, do you have one or you need a minute?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
On 3.
Yeah.
2, 1. Ezra.
Hannah's dad.
Hannah's dad.
Yeah, because I just don't understand. I'm not into this. And maybe I just need more. But to Hannah's point, I feel like she absorbed what her parents said, but then she was like, no. Mm-hmm. And for him to just be like, I'm going to be in town for a little, and just showing up when things go bad. But Hannah's mom called him?
No, she said that her face was plastered in the paper. So he just knew that Hannah was in trouble.
Thank you for filling me in.
Yes, I'm surprised I even picked on that little factor. But I think there's something sus about, like, do you want me to make you a dirty martini? And she's like, no, wine.
Right.
Like, martini means like you're going to get me drunk kind of thing. And wine means like I need to unwind.
And remember last year when I am so sorry. What is Hannah's mom's name again? Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
It was there. Ashley got dressed and was like kind of excited when he came to town.
Right. She thought that he was taking them both out to dinner. Yeah. She didn't really know. She got her hopes up about it.
Right. And so I feel like she squashed it. And now for him to be back and then him to make that martini.
Very confusing.
I don't like it.
And be engaged. He's engaged.
Yes.
He left her because he wasn't happy with whatever was happening in the house. Decided to up and get a whole new wife.
And a
daughter.
daughter.
There's like...
Yeah, I don't like
both Ashley and Hannah have to be very on their guard around him because he wants his cake and eating it too kind of situation.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, so you chose Ezra.
Yeah, just because, like, I have no other reason for I just don't like you, but also you were late, so I guess I can give you that. Like, I want to pick Aria, but, like, I get it in a way.
No, he's way worse.
He's just worse. Like, he's the adult, quote.
Way worse. Yeah, it's not Aria.
It's not. I mean, she's insufferable as a character, but it's not her fault.
Yeah, it's him.
It's him. Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the cringe in this episode? I feel it's, again, pretty low.
I agree. I feel like the only cringe scene was I actually felt like the camera angle of her running in the hallway outside when she sees the light. That in the slow-mo was the most cringe.
I have to agree completely. That was the worst scene of the whole episode.
Yeah, I don't know why that to me is more cringy than them going outside. Because once they get outside in the sunshine, you're like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Surprisingly. We'll see how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll tally them up and like give it an overall cringe an average cringe
like
for
that.
the season.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for the title for next week's episode and my secret.
Okay.
Okay, so episode 3 is titled My Name is Trouble. Just letting you know, these titles do not stick in my brain. I can't imagine them sticking in your brain. Like, they're too...
They bounced
like
out.
Gossip Girl, it was based off of a movie, right? So it was so easy to remember those.
Yeah.
Talking Texas Forever, kind of tricky.
Yeah.
This, I can't remember them to save the life of me. So
okay.
Anyway, my name is Trouble, and my secret is that Toby starts to work for Jason, and Spencer's not happy about it.
Oh. Spencer's not happy about it. I wonder.
I mean, he's up to something, you know. He's suspicious.
Yeah, but like Toby could be the intel.
That's a good thought.
Could kind of be like, hey, you're on the inside now. Give me the goods and the insights. Unless I don't think Jason would do this because Jason probably doesn't know that Toby and Spencer are a thing. But I don't think he'd be like, hey, I don't want you talking to Spencer. Unless he's aware of everything and be like, hey, like, don't associate with those girls.
Right.
Is he the one who's putting up the fence? Like, he hired him to build the fence?
He's helping him do stuff in the house.
He's helping him, do those things. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would think Spencer would be happy about that. Not happy, but just some intel. Yeah.
What about this Ian situation looming over our heads? Do we think we'll get any potential Ian stuff next week?
I don't. I feel like it's going to be kind of going on in the background. I think we're going to do more Jason stuff. Do we get Caleb? Maybe.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's okay. I do want to tell the peeps.
Yeah, we have a little tiny announcement.
What I found.
Since you're sticking to the end, you get a little special treat.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here. So I was on TikTok.
Yeah, we have a TikTok in case anyone's curious.
Sure. It's the same stuff on Instagram. So choose your poison.
That's true.
However, I went in, posted, and then I saw a comment. And the comment was, so-and-so is A. And so I kept it to myself, and I was like, do I tell Liz?
When was that? Today?
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. I almost texted you about it. I was like, this felt like, now if you guys listened to 3 Gossip Girls, you'll know Gossip Girl was spoiled for me.
Like season 4.
Yeah.
So we had 2 more seasons to go.
Yeah. And by one of my best friends, by the way. Anyway, this was not by anybody. It was just by some random person commenting on our TikTok.
Right. I don't know why said person did this.
And I don't know why they would post that on.
It doesn't make any sense to what the reel was.
Or the TikTok.
I'll just say that. Yeah.
So I brought it up today to Liz. I said, I don't know how to tell you this. So I put a pillow up.
She put a pillow up.
I hid my face. I was like, I'm going to say this to you because I don't want to see her reaction. And I said, so-and-so is A. And she said, the person you said is the person who A is in the books. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to repeat because of our newbies.
Right. We don't want to spoil anything for anyone else.
So that is what I found out.
Yes. And I explained to her that while that is A in the books, the show does follow the books sometimes, and a lot of times it doesn't. So do with that what you
right.
what you wish.
All of that to say, I had a light bulb moment, regardless of who this person is, but I think who murdered Allie is different who A is.
Yeah.
And I think one is using the advantage and the murder is just an unfortunate, was either an accident. It has nothing to, I think the two are not.
They're not related.
They're related.
They're related because it's about Allie, but
it's not one murdered and then decided to get revenge on everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
So I will say, though, the person that they wrote is A, I looked at very differently this episode. Very differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And like, did you think back to other past episodes?
Oh, yeah.
And your wheels are turning. Yeah.
Wheels are turning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also had no idea that there's an Uber A.
Yeah. I had to give her like some explanation
of the books
and how there is an A, there is a killer.
Right.
There are people that take over roles for things. So
interesting.
In the same vein the book does, the show also does, but on a whole different scale and level. And nobody is safe.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody is safe in the show, but also you're not, if you're a newbie, you are not safe on social media.
No.
And if you're obviously talking about a show that's super old. I just can't believe I made it like a whole season and an episode. Nothing. I've seen nothing.
It's shocking.
And then this one comment coming through on our, welcome back to season 2 of We Are Liars.
Yeah, it doesn't really make
I don't know why that person
sense.
Did that. Anyway, there you go, friends. What I found out. It's not the worst.
As I said to her, like, it's not like there are far other things that I'd be afraid for you to see out there.
Which is crazy.
Which is when I tell you it's crazy. It's crazy. So.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
There's one thing that I know for certain you will not guess. Because nobody, actually, I think there was one person, and Marlene King had said this, like there was one person out there on the internet that had predicted this, that it was true. And we're all like, did you base it off of this person's comment? Because clearly nobody could see this coming.
How is that possible that only one person had the thought? When we get there, will you share it with me?
Oh yeah, you'll know it when we get there.
Duh.
Like it will happen and you'll be like, what? Or maybe not, because it's 2023 and maybe things will be like, it will make more sense. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know I really just confused the shit out of her. I'm super excited about that particular part of the show, however, because it feels like it was so captivating.
Will you tell me, like, when does that come, or you can't tell me? You probably don't want to tell me because then I'll be looking for it.
I don't remember, to be honest. I want to say it's like 4 or 5-ish
so
area.
We have a while.
We have a while, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's all we got. No more spoiler talk here.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to, foresee an After Dark situation in our future. I just feel as though whatever it doesn't even like classify as an After Dark situation.
Okay. Well, that makes me.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There are so many other things. Like there would be no. There's just so many things that happen that there's like not one specific thing like who Gossip Girl is.
Right.
That you would need to like look for.
Right. Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I could ramble on all night. We're gonna go. We're gonna be back next week for episode 3. My name is Trouble, and we just love you and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.